Okay, this is your Animal Behavior AP Biolab. So what you're going to be doing is you guys have your choice chamber, which looks something like this. Obviously, yours is much more symmetrical than mine. Um, and what you're going to be doing is using some sort of insect. Pill bugs work really well for this, but you can use ladybugs or you can use, ants, whatever the case may be. And you have two lids that are going to go over the uh, the choice chambers. Okay, and you're going to choose two different environments. All right. Some ideas for environment would be like, wet environment versus a dry environment, or a cold environment versus a room temperature, or a warm environment versus a room temperature. Um, some sort of, let's go food A versus food B, or an interesting one is, you know, light versus dark, right? These are all good uh, conditions in which to test your behavior of your pill bug. So what you'll do initially is you'll put five. We're gonna go with 10 pill bugs. Stick with 10, right? There's 10 pill bugs. You're gonna put five in one container, or five on one side and five on the other, and then every 30 seconds for 10 minutes, you're going to count the pill bugs on each side. Okay. Now, if you decide to go with ants or something smaller or something that moves a little faster, then you may not want to go with just counting them on the fly. It's always a good suggestion to just take a picture of it every 30 seconds. Okay, the picture will obviously have a time index, so you know which picture's in order. Not to mention in your gallery or in your visual, you'll be able to see the order in which you took the picture, so you should know which is time index 1, time index 2, all the way through. Okay, so by the time it's all said and done, if I go 30-second intervals for 10 minutes, that means I'm going to have a t equals 0, and then I'm also going to have a t equals 10. So there should be 0, 0.5, or sorry, 0, 0 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, all the way down to 10. Okay? Now, the whole idea with this lab is their choice to go from, say, wet environment versus a dry environment, is there something governing that process, or is it just completely by chance? And of course, you're going to do a chi-square analysis to determine that, right? You can always go back and view the chi-square analysis video to determine if you, or to refresh your memory on how to do a chi-square analysis. Um, but there is going to be a couple things that I want you to do for your lab report. Okay. Okay. You are going to do sections 1, 2, and 3 of your lab write-up. Okay. There are no questions for this lab, so you don't have to worry about section 4. Okay. But the type of data that I want you to get as far as your table is concerned, obviously I want you to put your raw data, which is your, time, and then say numbers in the left versus numbers in the right, right? So 0, 0 0.5, 1.0, 1.5, all the way down to 10. Okay, and of course you'll have your values in there. So that'll be one table that you're going to have. Another table is I want you to do a chi-square table where you're going to organize your expected outcome values and your actual outcome values and your calculations in your chi-square for every step, um, and just organize them in a table. Okay, and then I'd also like if you could please do a bar graph. Okay, showing the average difference, right? So obviously you're going to be needing to get the mean values for the left and right in order to do the chi-square um, with those average or those mean values. I'd like you to put them in just a normal bar graph to show, left versus right, which one had more, which one had less, and then you can go, you know, average number, average number, of course you could read this, right? Average number of your insects, whatever happens to be. The average number of insects on the y-axis, so just have two bars, okay? Just to show a little more graphical analysis. So you should have at least a raw data table like this guy right here. You should have a chi-square table, and you should also have a bar graph. Now, with your chi-square, your expected value, right, is going to be that it really made no difference, the two environments. So your expected would be there'd be 5 in one on the left chamber and 5 on the right chamber, just like when you started, right? But as you will see, I'm sure, hopefully, right? You don't see that, and you actually are going to uh, do the chi-square analysis to show that there is more than just random chance going on with the choice that these insects are making. Okay. Now, when doing your discussion for this lab, it would be wise to have read your chapter 41, sections 1, 2, and 3, just so you can kind of get a better idea about animal behavior. So remember, chapter 41.1, 41.2, 41.3 would be the appropriate sections to read out of your book to facilitate your discussion and your introduction. Okay? So if you guys have any questions, by all means, ask.